Have you ever wondered why it says in Genesis 1:1 that in the beginning God created the heavens, plural, not singular, but heavens, plural? What does that mean? Well, found within the scriptures, there seems to be a reference to the first heaven, the second heaven, and the third heaven. It seems to indicate levels. Now, these aren't levels in the sense that the most righteous go to a higher level of heaven when they die, and that the decent people go to the middle heaven when they die, and the guys who make it into heaven by the skin of their teeth go to the lower level. No, the idea is more relative to distance from where we are on earth. Genesis 1:20 says that the birds fly above the earth, across the face of the firmament of the heavens. So the blue sky where the birds fly, that is visible to the naked eye, is the first heaven. Genesis 1:16-17 says that the sun was created and the moon was created, and that God set them into the firmament of the heavens. So outer space, where the sun and the moon are, is the second heaven. And finally, in 2 Corinthians 12:2, Paul describes his near-death experience, and he said that he was caught up into the third heaven. What's that? Well, in verse 4, he calls it paradise. He was alluding to the spiritual heaven where God dwells. I mean, what a title to give it. Paradise. Now, in this life, many only get to enjoy the first heaven. They can hike up a mountain, they can drive to the coast, and they can enjoy the beauty of God's first heaven, which is blue and vast. Others, because they're brainiacs or billionaires, they get to experience the second heaven. They can take a rocket ship into outer space. However, this is very rare for the common people like you and I. Not everyone gets a slice of the second heaven. However, everyone has the opportunity to experience the third heaven. And I don't know about you, but I want to go there and I want to experience it because we can only imagine that it's far more mesmerizing than the first two heavens. The Bible says that the streets will be paved with gold, there will be precious stones, and that old things will pass away and all things will become new. But here's the question: how do we get there? By a rocket ship? By paying our own way? No, through death. The Bible says that Jesus has overcome the death in the grave, and he has turned death into a beautiful vehicle that transports us from earth into the third heaven when we die. But please understand, he's the only, emphasized, only vehicle that can take us there. So if you're looking for your ticket into the third heaven, it's by putting your faith in Jesus and depending upon Jesus to get you there. I'm Pastor Brian Cook. Let that marinate.